Who knows what evil lurks in the heart of games? The Shadows knows.
Hi, I'm the Shadows Knows and I'm back with another Let's Compare video. Tonight I play Awesome by Psygnosis on the Commodore Amiga and the Atari ST. And I'll start with the Commodore Amiga version. I hope it works. It doesn't seem to be the most stable version. Yeah, and it has a quite awesome intro. But yeah, I'm not gonna show that, because I don't want to get in trouble for that. And I've had a test run, and as far as I can see, it rips off quite a few other games. At least the first level works. So if this doesn't remind you of Asteroids yet, wait for the second level. Yeah, and as you might already have heard, I don't think this game is that awesome. And it feels that it slows down a little if there's a lot going on the screen. And that on an Amiga? No. And collision detection also seems not to be the very best. But I survived the first level. But the music is not bad. Yeah, I think I leave it that way. You can shift your energy between between cannon and shield. But I should have enough shield left, so I can spend more energy on my cannon. And this is more of an Asteroids clone. Just not as good. It's basically, I think the viewing range is too short. And your spaceship is too big. So you basically have to fly after the radar, and yeah, I don't like that. That was quick. And I can still leave it like that. And the next level will be different, but it still reminds me of another game. But those sequences are nice. But they're lacking a little bit of sound. And yeah, this really reminds me of, what was it called, this Sega game. Was it Space Harrier? And yeah, nothing too exciting. Not terrible, but yeah. And I already killed him. But the next level is really hard. If the Amiga doesn't crash. If it does crash, I'll try it again, and yeah. Fingers crossed. And this game supports multiple disk drives. That's always nice. It doesn't really shorten the loading times, but at least you don't have to swap disks every now and then. Or you have to swap less. I remember I played Indiana Jones 3 on the Amiga. I guess it came on 3 or 4 floppy disks, but if you had 2 disk drives, it was bearable. When I played it with only 1 disk drive, I think I played it only once or twice with 1 disk drive, it was really a pain, so that... oh, it doesn't crash. And this reminds me of another game, Parallax on the Commodore 64. Here's my landing site. 40 seconds, that was quick. And I find this level incredibly hard. Because, yeah, it's not just a timer, it's also a health meter. And you can't shoot these. Holy shit! They weren't there the last time I played. And I basically... oh shit. I already screwed. I'll never make it in time. Yeah. That's really, really hard. I try it again. And I try it without the weapon down there. But at least the scrolling is fluent. And the cannon has rapid fire. How? That's impossible to dodge. Really. And if you wait too long at the landing site, guess what, you get killed. So you have to move immediately. Hey! And I probably won't make it with more health left. That's impossible. That's really impossible. Yeah, awesome. Awesome my ass. And yeah. Now it loads the end picture if it doesn't crash. No, it doesn't crash. Nice picture, and the good thing is you can turn this off. That it doesn't load the end picture. And I have another go, but on the Atari ST. Okay, back with the Atari version, and note to myself, it's wise to press the record button if you want to record a video. And yeah, the good thing about the Atari version is that it doesn't load that long. And if you wonder about this flickering, that's because my Atari version is from the Pompey Pirates menu disc. The other version I had didn't work. I wasn't able to write disc 2 and 3. And yes, it comes on 3 floppy disks originally. but yeah, the Pompey pirates managed to reduce it to 2 floppy disks, and I think there's other stuff on the second disk, so yeah. They did quite a lot on the Atari ST. Haven't seen that much on the Amiga. Either because the games were generally bigger and there was not much to be saved, or maybe because a lot of games for the ST originally came on a single-sided disc to be compatible to the older models, which only had a single-sided disk drive, and I don't think it's too hard to copy that to a double-sided disk and add something like a second smaller disk that still fits. And yeah, ST games should be smaller than Amiga games because yeah, they have less colors. Less colors means less memory. Less memory means less disk space, and also means faster loading time if the speed of the disk drive is the same, and it's basically the same disk drive. Most of the older disk drives only required a different jumper setting to work either in the ST or the Amiga or even the PC. Today, in theory, the modern disk drives, yeah, modern. I don't think they are still in production, but the later PC drives just lacked the proper jumpers, and only a few models totally lacked the necessary signals or mapped them to different pins on the connector, because the PC standard is not really a standard. It's a slight variation of the original floppy bus standard, which was, I think the ST uses box standard sugar drives, and the Amiga does use 1 or 2 extra signals. But you can fix some PC drives to work in an Amiga or ST. Sometimes the jumper are not really jumpers, but you have to solder 2 connections, 1 or 2 connections on the circuit board. It's not that hard. Or you have to separate a soldered connection. As I said, it's not that hard, but on older drives you have real jumpers, and it's much more convenient like that. The main problem is, I think, PC drives, on PCs drive A is the second drive on the bus. That's why some cables are swapped between the 2 connectors, so that you don't have to jumper drive A and drive B. And on the Amiga and the ST, it basically isn't swapped, so you have to actually use a drive where you can jumper the drive address. And most later drive didn't have this jumper on at least not as a real jumper. So you can select the drive address, and yeah, the PC drive will be recognized as the second drive on the bus and not as the first. And of course you can fix it somehow. I guess in the worst case scenario you have to swap two lines by yourself. And yeah, what do I have to say about this game? Music is not that bad. It's not the same as on the Amiga. It can't be, it's a completely different sound chip. But I like it. And I like that it doesn't have to load that long. And I already said that I'm missing some colors on the Amiga version. This has even less colors. So where's the landing site? Okay, it should be right there. Ah, 42 seconds. That's not bad. That's better than on the Amiga. And yeah, this slime, or what it should be, is only in a single color on the Atari. It had multiple... Yes, great. And I'm quite confident that I won't make it on the Atari. It seems as hard and as unfair as on the Amiga. Great. Ah, shit. No, I won't make it. Yeah, scrolling is also not that smooth. Yeah. Not as smooth as on the Amiga. And I really don't like this game. This is really unfair. And why must a game be so hard? The other levels were quite easy. What? Seriously? Do I have another life? No, it's game over. So luckily I don't have to play this again. But I have to swap the disc. It wants disc 1 for the end picture. And I can't remember if you can turn it off like on the Amiga. Yeah, but seriously, awesome is not that awesome. Not on the ST and also not on the Amiga. Are that some bombs in the background? Has the ST crashed? It looks like that. Yeah, and that's a sign. That was awesome on the Amiga and the Atari ST. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks for watching.